When I hear this, there's a very like curious sound to this. There is a feeling of, well, first of all, I think we're in a time period here, pre-Renaissance, something that's interesting. Now, obviously, you see that they're using traditional instruments from that time period, with also including this orchestra. Astrea fled. I don't think we've gotten to the point in the song where we hear this fleeing or this running away. In a lot of ways, this feels like this sort of setting a scene, in setting a time and in a place. And it's very interesting. This actually feels like kind of like a conversation, a back and forth, and the drum and the way that they're hitting this drum, that to me too feels like, I don't know, there's an introspection here that's very, very intense. This is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. It's straight toned, stepwise motion up and down. This feels definitely pre-Renaissance. And it's such an interesting use of the voice because it's, in a lot of ways, it sounds conversational. Then what's really interesting is that then you've got this chorus that comes in, calling back what the soloist sang. So there's that typical solo choral structure where a soloist sings, then there's a chorus, then it'll go back to a soloist. All the while, we're also telling a story, both in music and in the language. It's very fun to try to figure out what's happening in this music and what's happening in the game. There is a real sad quality here, but there's also like introspection and curiosity, and someone is traveling or going somewhere with intention. Also, I love, that's very plaintive. This is a sad desperation. I have to leave. I have to go. Something has happened. I need, something has changed in my life. Do you hear this duet between the Greek Lyra and the harp? There's this back and forth. And of course, it's pre-Renaissance. This takes place in ancient Greece. I just read the description of the video. so beautiful because now we had the soloist duetting with the flute and duetting with some of the other woodwinds. And then now over top, we have the chorus supporting the soloist. And now both the soloist and the chorus are singing together in unison. It's amazing how all these sort of paintbrushes allow us to paint a scene. There is a lot of loss in this sound. There's a lot of heartache and a lot of somberness that really speaks to me and comes through to me without knowing what actually is the scenario that this song plays in the game. Wow, that's amazing. It's amazing too hearing a symphonic orchestra supporting an ancient instrument that we don't hear very often in our regular symphonic oral vocabulary. That was really ravishing, and it really gives you a feeling of I don't know. There's also a sound of Astrea fled. It's like Astrea fled. I mean, naturally, that to me wants me to indicate that like a person has left something or has run away. But at the same time, like there is almost an empowerment in there, and the feeling of someone deciding to support themselves and someone deciding to follow through on their pursuits or their path. Really, really stunning. And it's amazing to be able to listen to this with you and to hear something new that I didn't know. I didn't know this piece, and it's absolutely beautiful. The thing is, I don't need to know the context of the game to feel not only is this an incredibly beautiful piece of music, but also to feel this heartache and this sadness that's coming through in this. It's really profound. And it's beautifully structured, and whenever we're coming down like that, whenever we're stepping down, there's always a degree of sadness. Usually when we step up, there's power, there's optimism, there's enthusiasm. When we step down, there is loss and languishing and sadness and resolution in some ways. And that was really beautiful. This was a Patreon request. Thank you so much. As always, if you want to check out the Patreon, support the channel, feel free to check out the links in the About section. If you want to join the Discord, come hang out. And as always, thank you so much, and I'll talk to you later. See ya.